5 ways to give yourself the gift of time. Number 1, start with why. Sounds a bit woo? Stick with me. If you have absolute clarity on what it is you really, really want from your business and why that is so important to you that you're prepared to do the brave things you need to do in order to make it happen, what you're actually doing is giving yourself permission to stop doing the things that do not serve that journey. Which leads us neatly on to number 2, cut the noise. You might be starting each day with a to-do list of 12, 13, 15 things. Once you're clear on what it is you want and why, it becomes much easier to look at that list and think, right, of that 12, 5, 6, 7 do not serve that journey. They do not take me on that path as to where I want to go. So now I can get rid of them. Scratch them off, rip them off the post-it note, delete them from the note on your phone or whatever it is. Get rid of them. Suddenly you're saving time. Suddenly you're only focusing on the things that actually make the biggest difference. Now you might think, oh, but there's things on that list. I know they're not important. I know they're not urgent, but they do need to be done at some point. If it's within your power, logistically, financially, to delegate, give it to someone else. Someone else will find joy in those menial tasks that do not light up your heart. Let them have fun with it. But the most important thing for you is to stop doing the things that do not lead you towards that vision of victory, whatever that looks like for you. Number 3, accept good enough. Now, I'm not talking about compromise, I'm not talking about lowering your standards. What I'm talking about is that moment in a project that you're passionate about and excited. You want to get it out into the world because you know everyone's going to love it, but they might not love it yet because you've got to double check that all the fonts match and all the colours are on brand, and is it nice and neat and tidy, and have I spell checked it 15 times, and it's not perfect yet. It's never going to be perfect. The beauty of the world in which we live in is there is no such thing as a finite item anymore. Everything evolves and grows. If it excites you in the moment, if it's something you're passionate about, get it out there. Worry less about the detail. Let your audience feed back. Let them love what it is that you've shared with them. They will love it more than you think, I'm sure. And then whatever they're telling you, use that to iterate, develop, and keep moving forward. Because this project, this service, whatever it is, will get better over time as you get better over time. But the only way you will learn, the only way you will move forward is just to put it out there and stop worrying about every tiny detail. Number 4, multitasking. No, bad multitasking. No more. Stop it. We've been kind of taught, conditioned that multitasking means we're doing lots of things in less time, and that's really good, but it's not, because we're not built to work that way. Our brains cannot keep up with hop, skipping and jumping from one thing to another. We're not giving each of those tasks the right amount of attention, therefore we're not doing them as well as we can. And in fact, our brains are lagging behind. They're still thinking about the last thing rather than the things in front of us now. It's such an inefficient way of working. Focus on one thing at a time. Time block. Control your diary. Give yourself half an hour on one thing. And when that 30 minutes is up and the timer goes, stop. Be strict, but also be kind in the sense of you've given the best 30 minutes you can to that one thing. Now move on. Which leads me neatly to number 5, which again feels quite counterintuitive, but it's possibly, much like the why, the most important thing I want to share with you. Walk away. Walk away. Pause, take a breath, power down the laptop, turn off the lights. It gives you a moment to reflect and revisit. Look again at that to-do list, those 5 things that were left after you culled all of the noise. Are they still the best 5 things to serve your journey towards victory? They probably are. If they're not, this moment of clarity, this moment of reflection gives you the opportunity to tidy up and start the next day with even more clarity. But that deep breath, that replenishment, that topping up your energy is essential.